Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Quality. Hooray! Demi, how you been? How's your week in quality been?
As you know, the answer is always the same. I am so busy. And there's
Yes.
so much stuff happens in a week, you wouldn't believe it. I'm actually exceptionally at the office right now. So usually I'm at home when I'm doing TWIQ, but yeah, I'm in the workshop room right now. So they have a bunch of fun chairs. So if you see me moving around, like I'm just trying the different chairs, it's lots of fun. I have a lovely view of the office people outside the window here.
I love that, and I think the opportunity to test out different chairs during an episode of co-hosting This Week in Quality is a wonderful idea, right? I think at certain points, just go for it, right? And then kind of share your thoughts on what would be the quality attributes of the chair, how you would kind of give some quality feedback and all of that stuff.
Exactly. Live testing. Oh no, that was software testing. No, This Week in Quality. Sorry.
I love it. I love it. Well, we've got to mention other things that are happening in the MoTaverse. So Software Testing Live is a great example of good things happening. There's a whole catalog of Ben Doan pairing up with people in the community, running testing sessions. So discussing their experiences, describing what they're up to, their thinking when they're testing, which is wonderful. And I think that kind of ability to share what people do and their examples and real life stories. I mean, we can definitely do that today. And I think you've got a story for us today, Demi, which I'm looking forward to. But there's also an opportunity for people to hear stories at MoTaCon. MoTaCon is our annual conference. It's happening in October. But around MoTaCon, we'll be honest, around behind the scenes, we're now referring to it as a festival. There's loads of stuff happening before and after MoTaCon. So if people get themselves to MoTaCon, try and get there a bit earlier, leave a little bit later. There is plenty of stuff going on. So yeah, it's all happening. It's all coming together. Got a good bunch of people going there, and we want to see more people sign up. So if you haven't registered yet and you are a professional member, you just go on the page, the event page, you press the button that says I'm registering, and it's as simple as that. Just get yourself to Brighton in the UK. Job done.
And don't forget all the other events around MoTaCon, so all the socials and everything.
Yeah.
Yesterday I got an email saying, "Oh, you are off the waiting list for the Leading with Quality dinner in Brighton." I'm like, "What?
Hey, you made it! Oh, that's so cool.
So I'm apparently now I get to have dinner with you guys.
Oh,
I'm
that's
very
brilliant.
excited about that. I'm so sorry, Helene, that I'm leaving you alone for dinner now. But sure, we can find some people also going to MoTaCon for you to have dinner with. Like we can set it up, I'm sure. But there's so much going on. There's after socials, before socials in London, in Brighton, everywhere. So don't forget to check those out and register as well.
I would say the simplest way to do that, I'm just going to grab the link now for those following along live, is jump on the events page and you can look at the list page and you can see all the stuff. So whiz down to, I'll probably go to page 2 because there's so many events going on. And then once you go on page 2, scroll down. It starts Monday, the 28th of September is when it all starts happening, all related to MoTaCon. And then, jump to page 3. Wow, there is so much going on. We've broken the pages, folks, the page limits, which is wonderful. Oh, yeah, and let's call out Photography at Your Service, or Photography as a Service. So our wonderful photographer, Ollie, he is a professional photographer. He goes to some of our events, and in particular, he will be there at MoTaCon. So if you want a professional profile picture taken, or you want some cool shots of yourself, perhaps up on stage with a nice background, you can just turn up, and that is part of your membership. This is a total, you don't have to pay any extra for that stuff, which could cost a lot of money if you go elsewhere, but you could get a nice professional photo taken. So that's like a real bonus. And Ollie's great. He's a good bloke. He does a very good job. And you can see some of his work. If you go on the London chapter, he was there at Leading with AI, taking lots of cool photos of people who are attending that event. So do make the most of Photography at Your Service. That's on the Thursday. during MoTaCon?
I remember like last year, I did a talk at MoTaCon, so I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna see what pictures they took of me on the stage." And apparently, the photographer was right then exploring the balcony, so he only got shots from like up
Oh, I see.
down to the stage. So I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is interesting," because there weren't any like real close-up shots.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure like this year I can just go find him and say like, "I want a good picture this time," and then and just have him take one for me in the crowd or something.
He will make it happen. He will make it happen. You just got to make sure you got your cool Converse boots shoes on,
Of
because
course.
they were epic, if I remember. Very cool. They were like the how did you describe them? The kind of, they gave you the confidence to
Yeah.
be present on stage, if I remember.
Yeah, like when I wear them, I'm like, "Ooh, I look super cool now. I'm sure to give a good talk," and then like I just have like all the cool shoes for that one. So it's
Brilliant. Well, and people should think about that, right? Like, what are you going to wear that you're comfortable at MoTaCon and throughout the week? What do you need to take? Like, it's maybe not something to overthink, but it's important, right? And we have a principle. We put it in our Q&A where sometimes people ask, like, what's the dress code? Do I have to wear a suit or dress smart? Because that can happen at other conferences, but not at MoTaCon. Come as who you are, and we will celebrate that. So please do have that in mind, because it is a question that does come up, given other conferences can be a little bit stricter on their dress code, shall I say. But there's none of that at the MoTaCon. Oh, and Rosie is saying, might get a photographer sidekick.
whoa.
Yeah, I think I know what she's referring to there. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Cool. Okay. Other things been happening. So, Demi, I think we will get to your story, and I do want to hear it because it sounds like it's going to be a good one. Uh, but I
And I'm
also
thinking like, "Oh no, now I'm gonna tell the story and he's gonna be so let down," but
not at
it'll
all,
be fine. It'll be
not
fine.
at all. And Emily in the chat is also saying, "Wowsy, maybe you could share a story about how you scale quality in a team that large. If you want to talk about that in today's episode." Oh, nice.
Yes, I
Okay,
can
then.
I can probably share something about that as well. A follow-up of the story. Sure.
I like it. I like it.
Yes.
That's something to look forward to. Something that's also I encourage folks to look forward to, and they can look forward to it right now if they want to keep themselves occupied whilst they're listening to myself and Demi, is to go and have a look at your MoTaverse profile page. It's gone live. There's been a mega change. We have completely overhauled the look and the feel and the experience of the MoTaverse profile page. So folks can log into the MoTaverse, select their name in the top right, and then you can see your profile in all its glory. Very excited about that. It's been a change we've been working on for a bit and getting some amazing feedback from our beta testers, including yourself, Demi. So thank you for that. But there is a news post that went out that's on the homepage now, and that gives a shout out to everybody who got involved with sharing thoughts and feedback. It's been amazing. It's been great to kind of go back and forth and see how we can improve things and yeah, improve that experience. The profile page is an important page to showcase yourself now and how you can also showcase your future self and think about other ways to contribute. So yeah, do go check it out. Also, go check out other people's profiles. That's the other important thing. You can see what they've been up to. You can seek inspiration from them. You can learn from them. You can follow them. You can award them stars to say thank you. All of that good stuff, it's still there, but it's presented in a, we feel, hopefully a calmer way for people to experience. So do go check it out.
And when you check out other people, like, don't think it's a competition. For example,
Not
if you
at
look
all.
at 80 Stokes' profile, he has the most insane
Yeah.
numbers. Like, don't think like, oh no, I'm falling behind. That is not the point at all. We just want to encourage people to share their knowledge and their stories and their moments with us. So, like, go check it out to get inspiration of what you can share, maybe, or to find all the cool knowledge that they have. But don't think it's a competition. That's absolutely not the point of the stars and badges.
Not at all. And I'm glad you made that point, Demi. It's because I feel perhaps when I talk to some members, they feel pressure like, oh my goodness, how am I going to show up like this person? We're all on completely different journeys at different points in our career, different points within the community. It's only yourself that you're competing with, really, and the things that might be stopping you from progressing or showing up. The real value is when we look at other profiles, we can lift each other up, and that can be reciprocal. And that's really the important point. So, for example, if you go on a profile of someone who is new to the MoTaverse, they've just created an account, or they've created an account but haven't really done much. You go on their page. If you're viewing someone else's, it gives you loads of tips about how you can help them build out their profile. And if you're the person looking at your own profile, it gives you the tips slightly worded in a different way to encourage you to get started. So for anyone listening today that is new to the MoTaverse, just jump on your profile page. It gives you loads of ideas of how you can get started, how you can contribute and get stuck in. Because, as I think I said in the news post, that your profile grows as you grow. The two are connected. So yeah, do go check it out. And yeah, keep the feedback coming. If you're on the Slack, there's a thread available in either beta testers or the announcement I put out in the release channel. Share your thoughts and ideas. It's all good. And calling out Emily's, yes, the talk nerdy to me. Thank you, Demi, for sharing that in the chat for those listening along live. So lots of tips about showing up at an event and showing up at a conference. That's really cool. I think that reminds me, we probably do have a collection around advice on joining a conference like Test Bash and MoTaCon. I think that exists somewhere. I might have to look that one out. But if not, we should create that collection, a series of all sorts of different resources to help people think about, prepare beforehand what it means to go to a conference like MoTaCon, and all the stuff during, and then all the stuff after. Essentially, the conference has started now. I know that sounds a bit surreal and abstract, but it has. We can all build up to MoTaCon. We can look at who's speaking, who's running workshops, take their ideas and riff on them already. Like, here's my thoughts on this particular topic already. I haven't even seen the talk. I'm not, it's a months away, but here's my thoughts about it. And then maybe you create a moment now, and then create a moment after, and see how your perception or thoughts on a particular topic has changed after you've participated at MoTaCon. Maybe that's a little challenge for folks to take on. The moment, what would we call it? The pre-talk moment challenge and the post-talk moment challenge. Something like that. I'll come out with a snappier name. Yeah.
Okay, so the first challenge to the audience: come up with a better name for the challenge. There we go. Solve the issue.
Wonderful. So, Demi, I think now is a good time. Yeah, tell us what's been happening. What's your key story today?
Okay. So for the story of today, so I teased Simon, was just like, "Oh, Simon, do I have a story for you today?" But he doesn't know any details. No. But what is going on at work? So we are currently migrating one of our oldest projects from WebLogic to containers, right? So it whatever it's doing now, it should do the same thing after the migration, right? But because it's so old, the knowledge about it in the team is very limited. But okay, we had a meeting about it where they explained how the flow works through everything. We the developers started on it, but for some reason they decided, these tickets are all related. We're gonna merge them at the same time. So they merged all the tickets in the sprint, like a whole flow at the same time for me to test. And they were like, Demi, go test it now. So I'm like, okay, I take my notes that I made at the meeting. I take all the Confluence pages with the information. The devs together with our business made a big diagram of the whole process and the flow. And I take all that and I'm like, okay, I'm going to start the process. So I go to the screen, like the user would, I start the process. And from then on, it's pretty much a backend process. So I go to the database, I do some gray box testing, and I go look and I see, okay, the process has been started. So now I activate all the automatic batches that should do something, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and nothing happens, but absolutely nothing. So I'm like, that's not good. So I go to the developer that told me, Demi, you can go test something. And I tell him nothing happens. So he goes to take a look, and he has the help of another developer, and another developer, and another developer. And 2 days later, they come to me, okay, so Demi, we took a look, and we have no idea where the piece of code is that should be doing this.
Oh,
So the application should be asking another application. So it's an integration with another application. Give me a list of information. And we take that list and we go to a third application. But for some reason, like this part with the second application, it doesn't work. And they don't know where it happens. So they have lost the piece of code. And they tell me, like, the guy who does know, he's on vacation at the moment. So we can't ask him.
oh, yikes.
The business is on vacation. The one developer that knows about these projects, they are on vacation. That means so the senior developer, he came with an amazing idea. Let's go check the unit tests. Now our developers, like, they make tests. They also make automated tests themselves. Now any respectable test automator that looks at their tough tests will roll over in their grave because it's really not that good. But I don't have time. So I'm like, I'm going to leave you to it. Like, any tests are better than no tests. Just do it. So they took a look at the test of the one developer that does know how it all works. And you know what the test says? Oh, let me just put that in the database myself. So it's not even using that piece of code or a mock. It's just adding it to the database themselves. So they said, Demi, can we just do that now as well? So you can continue with your test. And then when he's back from vacation, we can ask him what's supposed to happen there. So we do that. We put it in the database. And again, like, the automatic processes should continue. So I wait and I wait and I wait, and nothing happens. So I again go to the developers and ask, what's going on? So they again look at the automated test and they say, oh, Danny, this batch is supposed to be doing something. So I look at the name of the batch. I go to all the Confluence pages, all my notes, all the whole diagram. It is not on a single page. Nowhere in the diagram has this batch been mentioned. And I'm like, aha. Okay, then let me run this batch. So after that, it finally starts doing something, at least. So I finally get some movement. And now we're at the point that it's supposed to go asking the third application for information. So it takes information from the second application, it goes to the third application, and batch errors. So now I have 4 developers that were all like looking at the code and like, what is going on? Because nothing was working. They don't know what is going on, what is happening. The errors that appeared don't make any sense to them. And the only person that could give us answers was supposed to return on Wednesday. So Wednesday, I opened my laptop. I'm like, I'm gonna have a list of questions ready. I'm gonna ask him. And the first message that I see is, oh, I'm extending my leave for the rest of the week.
Oh, wow.
So here I am, still waiting for answers.
Still unknown. Still unknown. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
I'm hoping Monday he will actually return so I can get some answers and finally test that application, because I've been stuck now for like a week and a half or something, 2 weeks, a week and a half.
It's fascinating. I can share your frustration with that, and just kind of just no one knowing, like,
so he has become the single point of failure in our flow at the moment, because he's the only one with the answers.
I mean, the comments are coming in fast. Here we go. I'm going to read some of them out. So Jesse Barkley says, Casper Code has struck again. Alexander Romanov, a new book from Dan Brown, The Lost Code. And Alexander, it's quote of the day: the best code is the one that is not written. Helene is singing a song, Waiting, Waiting. And Alexander.
I know that song.
So somewhere there are Mumford & Sons playing I Will Wait. And then Sitting, Waiting, Wishing by Jack Johnson. Oh, nice.
I think we have a whole playlist about it.
So mine was, I guess I would go with U2. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. That comes to mind. But yes, risks also being highlighted. Yeah, holidays are a risk, says Rosie Sherry. Jesse Berkeley, silos are the risk. How holidays identify single points of failure. Oh, that could be a good title for today's TWIQ episode. Yes. Oh my goodness me. It's all happening. There's lots of good chat coming in. So thank you for getting involved. Wow, Demi. I mean, it's utterly fascinating, isn't it? The reliance on individuals.
And Simon, I believe there's one comment here in the chat that you should probably take note of. It's from Rosie. The holiday test. I'd sign up for that one. I'm going to take extra time off now because it's a valid test.
Yes.
So you've been warned. She's gonna go on holiday now, and let's see if there's some failure.
See what happens. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know how. Well,
Yep.
I mean, we've all got to take our time off, right? Including Rosie, of course. See you after MoTaCon. Brilliant. We'll be fine. I mean, I'd take that as a compliment that there's faith in us, the team, that things will happen, and but we'll see how much of a single point of failure Rosie not being there could be. So I'm up for this test. I'm always up for testing, right? You know, it's in my DNA. So let's give it a go. Brilliant. Okay. Well, I mean, Demi, wonderful story, and you know that is real. You know, the fact it's so real and it's actually still in progress. You know, and I can't wait to see what happens next week when your colleague returns.
Hopefully,
unless they're like, you know what, I'm thinking about taking an extra leave, or
I'm sick
maybe
now.
I'm sick, or this isn't working out for me. I'm going to go on gardening leave straight away and leave the company. Oh boy. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, really appreciate you sharing that, Demi. I think it's a good time for us to get, that as a story. If people want to come up on stage and share some of their things that have been happening, whatever the story is, it doesn't have to be about a single point of failure. It could be just what your weeks look like. It could have been a very straightforward week. We want to hear about it. It could be what you might consider a boring week, or a very exciting week, or a somewhere in between week. Just tell us about it, right? And I think I want to quote Gary Hawkes, who he couldn't join us today because he's got some holidays. But Gary said the following: if you've never got on stage before, go for it. Share what's going on, share the good, share the bad, even share the mundane. Take it from me, you'll feel supported by everyone. It will 100% give you more confidence and help you cope with the challenges you're facing. I always leave the stage with a smile and a deep purpose. Gary says, have an amazing weekend, my colleagues of quality. So yeah, do come up on stage. There is a little button there that you can press to join us. You'll appear backstage before we jump on the main stage. But do press it. It is there somewhere. And you can jump in and tell us what's been happening. Tell us some stories from the past. Tell us about your week. And yeah, let us know what you've been up to. We want to hear from you. So please do that. We'll wait for some more folks to join us.
Definitely. And I see that like a lot of people are sharing about the knowledge being only in one place. Like it should be democratized and not guarded. Like I totally get that comment, but as it was our oldest application, it's really like all the people with knowledge had left except for that guy, and we hadn't come around. Like we tried to share the knowledge, apparently just not that piece. We forgot about that one. I don't know. And Emily O'Connor is also sharing that a friend of hers is going on family leave and isn't planning on getting much sleep because they're getting a little one. They're adopting a little one. So they're trying to get all his domain knowledge out of his head before he goes off, before he's sleep deprived and doesn't remember anything. So yeah. That's a good plan. That's a good plan. Yeah. So I have also a bit about that one. Like, I started recognizing about myself that I was becoming like a big point of information. Like I have a way of very quickly understanding systems. And because of that, the team started to realize, oh, we can just ask Demi because Demi knows everything. It's like at one point, my nickname in the team was the Oracle of Demi. So we actually had like an hour for new analysts where they could come ask me each week questions about their projects, and I would tell them how everything works, you know. So because of that, I was like, okay, I'm going to need to work on this because a lot of people are starting to rely on me, which is not good. And I have a lot of knowledge that other people can use. So last summer, I actually started working on a project to write down everything I knew about the processes of our application. So I just put them all on Confluence, like as much of it as I knew was correct. And now all those people that could come ask me for questions, they can just go look at the pages there. And if they still don't understand or if there's something wrong, they can come ask me. But at least they don't have to rely on me that much. So I'm trying to solve those silos that I recognize. So it's very difficult to do, but
Well, I mean, I think there's something to be said around, I mean, knowledge management. I think since the dawn of history in software engineering and before, it's been a challenge, right? Like, how do people get stuff out of their heads onto paper or articulate it in some way that then could be passed on and all of that stuff? This is where I do think AI tooling can really help with that stuff. You know, as long as it has access to data in a safe way, it can go and get that data and we can ask questions of it, mindful of the fact that we should still have conversations from human to human and share that knowledge in a human way. Yeah, I also feel it can kind of amplify our ability to find helpful information if we can give that data to our AI tooling with guardrails, of course, and help us, you know, query it in a way that is a lot more human, doesn't rely us on, you know, building a whole back end system that we have to maintain. We can just go and gather that data by with various different agent skills that we could create. I think there's something about that I'm really interested in, and I think it's like could be the key to unlocking the challenges with knowledge management. But it is all about the data. That's what matters.
and we also have to remember like the thing that Alexander is sharing in the chat, like do not substitute yourself with an AI agent because that's also not the point. Like the team still comes ask me plenty of questions. It's like the general knowledge is now there where everyone can find it. But I do have still Tuesdays are team days where we are all at the office. And usually when I'm at my desk, like you can find everyone just like going around asking questions. And then sometimes I really have like one after the other coming to my desk, like, so hey, Demi, I have a question. And
Brilliant.
ask me something so very specific. I'm like, sure. Let me give you an answer right now, you know? So, if anything, they've, sorry, was my colleague saying that?
Was that someone coming in to ask you a question? That'd be amazing. They're more than welcome to join you right now.
No.
That would have been perfect timing. Demi, have you got a minute? I've got a question. We just sit here and wait. We can just listen to you answer it.
No, so yeah. No, so no, so I do think like people still come ask you questions, but it's mainly when you are like in person on site that happens a lot more than when you are at home. Like when you're at home, they try to find it themselves in all the pages and are a bit more reluctant to reach out. But once you are in the office, like it's so easy to just go to the next desk and ask a guy. So that's why we really have our team day on Tuesday is just like, don't expect to get much work done because there's so much discussions and questions going on that some people really don't get anything done that day.
And I find that interesting, isn't it? Like the sense of getting stuff done, like, and I think it's it's hard to frame stuff as discussions are getting stuff done because I personally think they are. I think they're essential and like, but when we think of delivery and moving forward with things, or like, oh, I've got all these tasks I need to do by myself. Like when we then end up having discussions, we might feel like, oh yeah, but it's stopping me from doing this stuff. Yeah, those discussions are so important, right? and they are also building. And this is to everyone listening, just reflecting out loud. They're building relationships that really matter, particularly with our reliance on AI. That even just having a 10-minute check-in with someone about how you've been, what you've been up to, and maybe you won't talk about a particular challenge at work or a question about a requirement or whatever, right? It's like building those connections with humans is so important, and we see this in the community with the MoTaverse. Is we're actively encouraging people to connect and have real conversations, and then they can do awesome things with those conversations or not. It's just the fact they've had that conversation for many people is a good thing. Um, so
let's have one of those right now because we have someone off stage.
Yes, we do. What I did want to do just before we do that, Manish, and thank you so much for being very patient off stage. I thought just before we do that, I've managed to get hold of another one of those videos that somehow, I don't know how it did it, but it made an appearance at the very start of today's episode. So somehow it's got control of my machine. Maybe this is AI. I haven't actually seen this one. So this is Human in the Loop live. I'm going to press play. Let's see what happens. Here we go.
Okay. Is it just the same one?
I have no idea. I think I asked the tooling to just do something a bit more space themed. Frustratingly, you can't. The audience, including yourself, Demi, I don't think you could hear the sound, but the music that accompanies it is just utterly terrible. But
we don't have sound, so thank God for that. I was just wishing that the hamster would be going to something other than like the sunflower seed, like the testing planet or something.
Oh my goodness,
that would have been awesome. But
I could say try again, but go towards the Brighton Dome. Let's see if it recognizes that. Okay, I'll leave that one.
Alexander, don't try to give it a name.
Alexander, is it a monster? It could be. It could be. But for those who might be wondering, why the heck is there a hamster promoting MoTaCon? Please do look through the moments, and you'll see a meme that Rosie shared last week, actually live on This Week in Quality. It appeared on the homepage, and I was struggling so much to compose myself because it was so hilarious. It caught me really off guard. I'm giggling away, trying to be professional and host as well as I can, and then this pops up, and I'm like, oh my goodness me. But people have now been adding the MoTaCon hamster banner to their LinkedIn profiles. They then get a star for that. They then get an official badge, the hamster badge. So go and do that, folks. Help spread the word about MoTaCon with the praying hamster, encouraging people to register. We will at some point bring banners onto the new MoTaverse profile. I 100% know what my first banner will be. So that's also very exciting to bring banners onto the profile page. That's coming soon. Manish, sorry to keep you waiting, but we're very grateful for you joining us. Welcome.
Hey guys.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. It's good to see you. How's your weekend quality been? What's been happening?
My week. I mean, this week was especially very busy. I mean, the other QA on my team, they are on vacation, so everything fell on me. But that said, that's what happens when you have only 2 QA people on the team, and then you have a bunch of developers, and then one goes on vacation, and then everything falls onto the other QA. But that's okay. That's the way of life. I mean, that's how the industry works. So, the reason I wanted to come on stage was, I really resonated with what Demi was mentioning about the knowledge being siloed, knowledge being all the knowledge being residing within one person. I mean, it happens more often than not. I'm not sure if any other teams or any other person has really observed this, but I did observe this with a couple of my projects or a couple of organizations that I've worked on. It's not just about the knowledge. Even for onboarding, say you hire a new person and then all the knowledge lies with one person, and then that person is always busy. So how do you transfer the knowledge for the onboards or the new employees on the team. I mean, so we built something. We built an agent called Dev Buddy. It was it. Everybody liked the name. So what you do is you basically have everything. I mean, it depends on how you organize your Confluence. If all the information is in Confluence, then this works well. If not, then again, there's no point in building this agent when the knowledge is scattered everywhere. So if all the information lies in or resides within one location, it could be a conference page or a SharePoint location, and you can go ahead and build this dev agent. It's kind of cool. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of time explaining to the new agents about your project, all the whole practices that you use within the team. So that was one thing that we did a long time ago, sometime last year. That said, coming back to the to this week, I mean, this week I observed something really interesting. I remember I told you that like the other QA person is on vacation, so I was basically using a lot of AI to do a lot of stuff this week. And then one thing I've realized is when you use AI, when you start using AI in your day-to-day workflows, and then you see things working properly, and then that kind of excites you, and then that kind of makes you work more. I mean, I'll give an example. The other day, just day before yesterday, right around at 4 p.m. my time, Central Time, I was trying to fix something, and then I initially tried with one use case, and then it worked, and then everything looked green. Kind of made me excited. Then I built one more. And then before I realized, I was sitting in front of my machine till 7 p.m., which I don't advise people doing it. But this is something I've realized that okay, with AI, when things move so quickly, so fast, and then you see things moving forward, moving in the right direction, you kind of lose track of time, and then you end up spending more time working, which I don't recommend.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating that kind of you had that realization. I guess it's like a sense of flow, isn't it? Where you're just in the zone and you're trying to solve a problem, or you just get excited by like, oh yeah, there's an opportunity here, and like let's iterate on it, let's improve it, let's enhance it, let's fix that bit, let's make that more efficient and more effective. Easy to get lost in it, that's for
Exactly.
sure. Yeah, it really is. It's like I got this a while back, a little kind of timer. You just flip it over. Looks a bit back to front, I think, but you might be seeing it the right way. But you just flip over the timer and it does a little countdown.
Mhm.
I always forget to use this, but when I do use it, it helps me. It's like, oh, I'm gonna try and do 30 minutes on this particular task. Flip the timer. Yeah, as Sean says in the chat, the Pomodoro timer, absolutely. And then it will vibrate and shake and basically shout at me to say stop. But I always forget to use this. So thank you, Manish, for reminding me of the power of the time box. But it is easy to get caught up in this stuff. I guess that shows something, doesn't it? That there's
I mean, it really is. I mean,
yeah,
it made me realize of the old times. I mean, old times, even in the old times, like when you get into a certain flow, you keep researching, and then there comes a point where your brain is so fogged that you want to take a break. But right now, there is no cognitive load on your brain that much because all the difficult or the cognitive part is being done by the AI. You are just are seeing whether you are moving in the right direction or not, and then that kind of keeps you going, right? I mean, back in the day, I used to take breaks very quite often, as in, okay, I get stuck, and then okay, maybe I realize okay, I need a break, and then I come back with a fresh set of mind, set of eyes, and then keep things moving. But with AI, that cognitive part is being taken away from you, is what I've realized. I mean, you are doing a lot of things, but then are you really learning while doing so? I don't think so, right? Because I mean, you are delegating AI to do all the research part, everything, and then all you are trying to do is like, okay, the solution that the AI is proposing, does it fit into your existing solution? That's the only part that you are doing. I mean, at least I was doing as a human in the loop. But the actual learning part, where I was back in the day when I was actually researching, reading about multiple solutions, see which one makes more sense in my use case, that part is what I'm currently missing. Because research was, I mean, I used to do googling, and then I used to do Stack Overflow, I used to read other blogs. I mean, there was a lot of information that I was trying to fetch from. But now AI does all of that thing and then thinks that this is the most relevant or most useful information in my case. And then when you think, I mean, when you offload everything onto AI, then you also tend to believe what AI is returning. And then you just copy paste it and then try multiple iterations. And then eventually you'll end up at a solution. But otherwise, I personally feel that the cognitive load that I was taking before has come down. And then that has also brought down my learning a little bit. I mean, I'm open to hear what others feel, but this has been my personal experience.
Yeah, it's fascinating, Manish. So the correlation between increased AI usage reduces cognitive load and therefore reduces learning opportunity, if I've understood correctly.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal experience, but I'm not sure if everybody's feeling the same way. I'm willing to learn what others feel and how others do it. If you do it in a different way, then yeah, I'm all ears.
Yeah. Demi, any thoughts on that? And also, folks in the chat can also jump on in.
I have to say that during your chat, my computer decided, oh, I need a restart. Oh, never mind. Oh, a different speaker. Oh, not anymore. Oh, no sound. Oh, different speaker. Oh, different microphone. I have the comments are no longer loading, so I have absolutely no idea what happened. But as it seems, when you go on the MOT homepage, you will see that apparently bugged to go. So I'm blaming it on that one. But I have absolutely no idea what was said in the last 5 minutes. So I'm very sorry about that. I cannot give comments at this point in time, but maybe Neil Taylor, who is off stage, can rescue us. And
yes,
give some opinions here.
Absolutely. I also wanted to call out. I did a call for insights with Cameron Brown, and he was actually we did 3 recordings. So there's a lot to cover. We broke it into 3 separate recordings, and it was about AI agent configuration. You reminded me, Manish, he set up an onboarding agent within his organization, and he's given a prompt, so that's been added to the insights. So I'll share that on there. And the theme was like it's about focusing an AI agent to do one thing very well, and then kind of having pilot agent, all that stuff. But it just reminded me that concept of knowledge management. How do you bring a new person up to speed, or a person joining a team for the first time, or joining the organization for the first time? So that's a good one from Cameron for folks to check out, which is really cool. So let's very quickly, before we bring Neil up on to the stage, I want to share Rosie has breaking news. Bug snuck on the TWIQ stage. There you go, folks. As Demi disappeared, Bug jumped in. Sneaky Bug sneaking on the TWIQ stage. It's happening live. This is incredible that these things can happen at this lightning speed. So there we go. That was a quick share. But let's get Neil Taylor joining the conversation. It's great to see Neil. Neil, welcome.
Can you see me? Can you
Yes,
hear
we
me?
can. Hi.
Neil, we have broken all rules from before where you've had problems with both audio and video. It is 100% working.
From the first time.
It's green. It's 100% pass.
So
Awesome.
I've been sitting and listening to the conversation and kind of think I need to say something because I've been, well, on the bot thing, that's quite interesting because my manager has actually created a support bot and he gave it the source code and said to people, you can go off that and ask it things about the product. And I said to him, well, that's very interesting and everything, but he's only asking the code, and someone tried to use it and come back with all this stuff. And they went, I don't understand what half of this means. I then said to him, well, why don't you put the documentation in? So we've been working on the last month, getting all our documentation into Markdown to convert it across to PDF. So I did that. So that's added that extra context. That was just interesting about the bot. But the bot thing's interesting. It's about, how do you help people learn a product? Because just going to someone, well, there's a bot that'll answer all your questions isn't enough. But then it's something like a skill also another way of doing it. So that, say you've got a skill and you say, well, there's the repository information, say that's the product documentation. Could you then have a skill that perhaps guides people through that learning? It's an interesting thing. I don't know if That's something people have tried, but it's, you know, with the stuff that Manish did recently, the skills stuff, there's a whole myriad of things you could apply this to. So I wonder if that's quite. I've been doing a bit of experimenting as well, because as I wrote in a memory post not so long ago, I took your AI skill you created for doing a test charter. So I've written a blog post about that because they are effectively blog posts now. So yes, I've written a blog post about that. But then I thought, well, I'll take this and I'll actually have a go at actually then using the charter and actually doing some testing, and that proved quite interesting. In the fact that it did help find things, but the reason I did it was more to do with being able to kind of get it to help me keep track of what I've tested. That was one of my thinkings behind it. But then I also started throwing screenshots at it, and it actually found things. And it's you now realise just how powerful it is for looking at screenshots. It's picking up all sorts in these screenshots. So I'm a little bit 50-50 on this. Obviously, you know, if you're using it as a tool to help you, it's good, as opposed to using it as a tool that's doing it for you, if you see what I mean. You're still exploring the product, but you've got a little bit of extra things to bounce things off. The other thing it's quite helpful for, if you find a problem, you can get it to note it down. Maybe I guess get it to help you with putting the JIRA together and that kind of stuff, which you can then review and whatever. So that's been quite interesting. So yeah, that was one of the highlights. The other thing I decided to use it for, had to do a demonstration of an upgrade process. So I knew we had an upgrade document. I had all of the items in it, told me all the bits I needed to do. So I got the AI document to lead me through it. And as I developed this, I then went, well, perhaps you could help me put together what I'm going to say when I do this demo. So it was going through that, noting all these things, and we were bouncing off each other. And I said, need to include that, need to include this. So I did all this, and then did a run through it. And then I went, well, I was having a problem where I got a PDF and I was trying to copy and paste commands into and it was just a nightmare. So I thought, well, what if I asked AI to basically go? So I've written this document out, which is all the bits in my demo. So you go through that document, and as we go through, you can basically tell me what I need to do next. So I said, now it's time to start the demo. And then I was just going through each bit, and it would tell me the instructions to copy them, stick them in. And then I get to the next bit, and I say, yeah, go on to the next step, or skip this one, go on to the next one. It worked quite well until it got to one step, and I was like, I'm missing commands. Where's that? And I'd say, where's that command gone? Oh, you mean this one? I was like, well, where's that? So it started missing bits. So it was like, it kind of worked, but in a way, there was some problems with it. So anyway, that's been my experience messing about with AI and stuff during the course of the week, which I just thought was quite interesting to share.
I love it, Neil. That's very cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
carried away there with my explanation.
No, not at all. We want to hear it, right? We want to hear these stories. We want to hear real things. What are people really up to when it comes to AI? It's such a big topic. Like, what do people's agents look like? What skills are they creating? What guardrails are they putting in place? How are they thinking about workflows?
Yeah.
What do those workflows look like? How does it work with interfacing with different applications? You know, I saw, there's loads of thoughts on that. Funnily enough, I landed on a thought when Rosie and I, earlier this week, we were just having a discussion on This Week in Community. And I landed on the triple A of AI, where AI does three things. It helps you articulate. So it helps you say what you actually mean. So you could take an idea and make it clear, or provide a summary, or make sense of a load of data. It helps accelerate. So it speeds up what you do and what you can deliver. And it helps amplify. So it makes our abilities bigger for better or worse. So it amplifies the good habits and processes, but also could amplify what's not working, or what we're not doing in a perhaps best way possible. So yeah, articulate, accelerate, and amplify. I'm curious, if people want to riff on that to come up with their own, maybe it's the triple C of AI, or the four F's of AI. I don't know. It'd just be fun to riff on it, come up with your own model, and yeah, riff on that moment. That's what it's there for. Just to kind of, how can we reflect on our experiences of using AI and in the different ways we use it, and how it helps us and hinders us, and how it fits in with the bigger picture. So if people want to read that, I will share that as a link in the chat for those following along live. So perhaps one to read and to riff on. Please do jam on it and see what you think.
Yeah, I just wanted to, if I could, I just wanted to touch
Yeah.
on Gary's kind of quote there. Well, I thought if Gary wasn't on it, then I'd have got to give a go with them. I mean, he shouldn't see any problem with the new format of the pictures, but no, just to reiterate what I was saying, I was quite nervous coming on this dealing with the video, because I found it a little bit easier if I just had if it was just having the audio, because of course you can go, don't know, it's just a slightly different experience. So I was like bit nervous. I'm not really a very good kind of public speaker, so for me it's an interesting little challenge to give this a go. So I would say to anyone, if you're nervous about it, give it a whirl, because it's not so scary after all.
And you are always allowed to just don't put your camera on. Like, we don't mind at all. Like, if you just join the stage, we are happy. Like, we are very easy that way. Like, it just...
Yeah, and obviously, and another thing I did mention my week, I did have a nice chat with Simon. What was that, Tuesday, I think? Yeah, so that was nice to catch up, and because I've kind of been away a bit doing other things, and I kind of come back, and I'm trying to get myself a little bit more into it, and then obviously got MoTaCon coming up and all of that. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And Neil, is it okay for me to share that we've booked in a Call for Insights conversation? So
we have, yes. That's going to be an interesting one, because that's why I thought I need to do a TWIQ just to kind of get myself into the flow of it. So you never know, if you can do one of these, then there's all sorts of other possibilities. There's loads of other options, and there's round tables and all these other things, loads of different ways to get involved. So
love it, Neil. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're on stage now. It's wonderful. Demi, as a segue to, I'm just conscious of our time. We're okay at the moment, but I wonder, have you tried any other chairs? Is there been? I know we were thinking about the opportunity to test out any other chairs in the room right now.
Like, you might have noticed me moving around, but I believe I have already tried 3 different ones or 4 different ones. So I've circled back at the moment, and I'm like now eyeing which ones are still left. So I believe there's still a couch or 2 for me to try out. So I couldn't move those. So usually I just move the chair to where I am, but now I believe I'll have to go move the laptop around.
That's brilliant. And I noticed some messaging on one of your whiteboards in the room as well. That was very cool.
So I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think was it like register for MoTaCon or something like that? I think.
How weird. Why would that be on the whiteboard at my company? Oh.
I have no idea how these things happen. It's amazing. Oh, that's great.
Anyway, I did see in the chat there was a comment from Sean Vernier. I believe it was still about Manish's points. I'm not sure, because, like I said, I didn't hear half the conversation, but he said it was an interesting point. Tangential learning. I often find things on Stack Overflow that I wasn't looking for, that I'd archive for later, or go down rabbit holes across blogs and stuff that I just don't do with AI being isolated in a single screen. So it helps him for there to be other places that you can click through to other links and other sites, which you don't have with AI. So I'm like, that is a point. Like, people do remember still, like on Wikipedia, when you go on one page and you end up like 5 pages further, just out of curiosity or to find the answer. So I do think like that is a bit lost when you use only like chatbots and everything. So I do like that point, Sean. Like Helene calls it, the wiki black hole. Like, yes, that does still exist, apparently.
Yeah, and I guess I think that can happen in person as well, right? So again, thinking about the MoTaCon experience, people can go with expectations like, oh, I want to go see this talk or go to that workshop, or maybe I'll just turn up and see what happens if people don't plan, and either approach works, right? But there's also these kind of moments you just don't expect to learn a certain thing or reflect on something in a certain way. And it kind of catches you by surprise in a good way. Maybe it's just a random conversation. You just bump into someone you haven't seen for a while, or someone you meet in a queue for like a tea break or coffee break. And it's those little moments that you really can't plan for. And it's a form of learning. It's a form of like accidental learning, but it's also intentional because everyone's in that space. So there is a constraint around it to encourage those serendipitous moments, serendipitous learning moments to happen. And that's what I love about something like MoTaCon is they happen all the time, every year, guaranteed for the majority of people who do attend. So there's something very cool about that. You're on the couch, Demi. I'm guessing this is tested.
This is one of the couches. Yes, there's two of them. I'm trying this one out. I'll report to you which one of the chairs here I like the best at the end of this session in TWIQ. So I still have one more seat to go, I believe.
One more test case to run through.
Yes.
And Rich,
yes.
Sorry, Demi, to interrupt. I'm just going to call out something that Rich Adams shares in the chat. Rich says, my favorite talks from each MoTaCon has always been one that I thought, I guess I'll go to that rather than my priorities. They often touch different topics to what I've explored. Yeah, really good point there, Rich. Appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah. And I remember meeting Rich like last year at MoTaCon, and he was just going around to all the speakers that he listened to with like a list of questions. And I'm afraid, Rich, I didn't get around to answering your questions because other people came up to talk to us. But if you ever need the answers, still you can send them to me. But that's also an amazing thing that you can do. Like all those speakers are there just walking around like you guys. So you can go ask them all the questions you want. You can strike up conversations. You can start discussions. You can connect with them and just ask the questions later. Like you can get inspired to go on the stage yourself the year afterwards. Like it is an amazing place. Definitely.
Absolutely. And we will be encouraging folks to create moments of their experience at MoTaCon live and in real time. So yeah, look out for that. We're going to have some fun with moments and what people can get rewarded for when they create moments. So yeah, watch this space for that. Brilliant. Well, I'm doing a quick time check. I think it might be a good time to wrap things up. I'm going to end with another hamster video that's been generated. Again, I've not watched it. This is live human in the loop. But first of all, before the silliness, I want to say thank you, Manish and Neil, for jumping up on stage and sharing today. It's been, absolutely brilliant that you've both been up for it, and the reflections you've had, the things that you shared, we're grateful for. We appreciate, anyone who pops up on stage and goes for it. So thank you, Manish and Neil. And always lovely to co-host with you as well, Demi. It's been a lot of fun, as always. And and kudos to everyone who's been busy in the chat. It's been amazing. Sorry we haven't got to read out everything that's been shared. There's been loads going on that I've missed, so sorry about that. But very grateful for getting involved. So Demi, any final thoughts before I share the final video?
Yes. So the final thought is, like you see that chair here without a back, that's my favorite chair right there.
We have a result, folks.
That is the best one in the room. I have decided that. So just so you guys are up to date, like that is now the best chair in the workshop room.
Amazing. I love that. That's a result. That's so cool.
Anyway,
okay.
Let's see that video of yours.
Here we go. We're gonna leave with the video. Let's see what happens. Again, I apologize if there is something on here. I haven't checked this. I've just prompted it to say, try and do it again, but include the hamster going towards the Brighton Dome. So let's see how that was interpreted by Gemini. Here we go. I mean, it works. Absolutely wonderful. Well, on that bombshell, folks, we are going to sign off. Please do take care of yourselves, and we'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you.